Naturals, welcome back to another video. If you're new, I'm Chanda from Natural Curls, and today we will be talking about how our hair is being affected by the change in weather from the warm season to the cold season, from I don't know if I can call it summer to winter. So we'll be talking about 8 points, and then we will go into protein treatment that I will be doing with my hair. I've taken down my my twists, and I will be doing a protein treatment, so we'll talk about that even as we go. So the first thing that I want us to talk about is keeping our hair moisturized. Ladies, you want to make sure that your hair is moisturized. This season can be brutal, and so you want to make sure that your hair is moisturized. Make sure you do hydration treatments, avoid sulfate shampoos, use more of moisturizing shampoos. So you want to keep your hair moisturized by firstly, whatever products that you're using, make sure that they are moisturizing products. So the shampoo, from the shampoo to the deep conditioner, and also the creams that you're using, and the leave-in conditioners. The leave-in conditioner, you may want to, depending on the porosity of your hair, you may want to use more of creams than the liquid ones. So when you talk of keeping your hair moisturized, we're basically talking about aqua. So the first thing that you want to do is to look at the ingredients behind. When you do get a product, for example, my Bella Curls. Okay, this is a leave-in conditioner, so you already know that it's supposed to hydrate your hair. But at the back, the first thing you want to see is what is the first ingredient. So the first ingredient needs to be aqua. So if you're going to get a cream, you're going to get a lotion, a moisturizing lotion, or a spray, make sure that the first ingredient is aqua. And you want to make sure that you hydrate your hair daily, on a daily basis, every morning. If you can, morning and evening. In the evening, if you're going to moisturize your hair, make sure you wear a satin scarf or a satin cap. And then the next thing is you want to deep condition your hair. Deep conditioning, you cannot compromise on deep conditioning. Your hair needs it. So you need to deep condition at least once or twice a month. Do not just wash your hair and you say, okay, I've washed my hair, that's it. Make sure your hair, you're deep conditioning your hair on every wash. What does deep conditioning do? Deep conditioning, sorry, my babies were making some noise. Okay, so what is deep conditioning? Basically, deep conditioning your hair means that you're adding back moisture and a bit of protein. So most deep conditioners will balance off both protein and moisture. So what does that do? That strengthens your hair. It fortifies your hair, meaning that when you get a comb and you try to comb through, of course you have to make sure that you comb your hair in its wet state. You will notice that there will be less breakage. Then the next thing is you want to keep your ends trimmed. If you haven't trimmed your hair in a while, this is a good time to trim off your ends, because then you're going to keep them protected, and you're also going to avoid things like split ends. Then the other thing is a protein treatment. You will want to do a protein treatment. Understand first, before you do a protein treatment, you need to understand your hair porosity. When you talk of porosity, what is that? It's basically your hair's ability to absorb moisture. So how can you test your hair's porosity? You just simply get a cup of water and you pull out maybe a strand or two of your hair. You put it. If your hair does not sink immediately, you know that it's low porosity. If it sinks or reaches somewhere halfway, and then you know it's medium. If it immediately just goes down, then you know that it is high porosity. So you need to understand that. So protein treatment, you can do a protein treatment on your hair once, twice a month if your hair is high porosity. If it's medium porosity, I would recommend maybe once a month or once in 2 months. If it's low porosity, I would recommend probably doing a protein treatment once every 2 months, because what that does is a protein treatment also strengthens your hair. It helps it to be more resilient and prevents hair breakage. So apart from protein, I hope you've understood that. I'm trying to be as quick as possible, because we have to also incorporate a protein treatment in this video. I want to show you how I do that. So the other thing you want to do is to do a protective styling, a protective style. So what is a protective style? A protective style is something that just keeps your ends safe, tucked away. So a protective style can be box braids, it can be cornrows, it can be two-strand twists with just your hair. It can be even just big cornrows that will keep your hands away from your hair. So you want to do that. You want to keep in a protective style, something that you can also keep in for maybe a week, 2 weeks, a month, 6 weeks. I normally recommend that you keep a protective style for not more than 6 weeks, because that helps you to be able to take down the hairstyle and observe your hair, look at your hair and be able to say, okay, is my hair, does it need a treatment, does it need more moisture? And yeah, so, and then the other thing is you need to stay hydrated in this season. You will need to stay hydrated. I actually have my bottle of water here. I've been taking water, and so far I've drank 1 liter. This is my second bottle. So you want to stay hydrated. I know it's very difficult this season. When it gets cold, you probably don't want to even take in water, but you can add a bit of lemon. That will also up your vitamin C, especially with what's happening. You can squeeze in maybe half a lemon and it adds flavor. You can add maybe some orange juice or something. Then the other thing you want to do is to eat healthy. I have my notebook here, so I want to make sure that I don't leave out anything. So you want to also make sure that you eat healthy meals, and they don't have to be expensive. Just make sure that you have protein, carbohydrate, you have a lot of vegetables, you have fruits, and you take in a lot of water, like I said before. Then the last thing you want to do is to exercise. Ladies, please don't feel lazy. The last 2 weeks have been quite challenging for me. It's been crazy busy, and I've found myself skipping maybe 2-3 days without exercise. But one of the things I have done is I've told myself that I have to exercise. If I'm telling you guys about exercise, I have to exercise because it's actually good for me. So one of the things that I'm doing right now is I'm walking to the bank. When I wake up in the morning, I do whatever I need to do. I need to touch the bank every day. So those of you who have been to our salon, you actually know that from the salon to the bank, it's quite a distance. But I am walking there. I'm going to the bank and back, and that's from Monday to Friday, and that has really, really helped me. So you also want to find something that works for you. No matter how busy, you need to still prioritize your body. So those are the 8 points that I had. Keep your hair moisturized, deep condition, trim your ends, protein treatments incorporated, know your hair porosity. That's equally very important. And make sure you have a protective styling during this season. Stay hydrated, eat healthy, and exercise. So those are the winter natural hair tips that I had for you. And let's go right into the protein treatment. So right now, if you look at my hair, I have these cornrows, and so I will be taking down I want to just okay, so this is my hair right now. Oh, I think it has really, really grown, and it's thickened. Oh my goodness, can you see that, guys? Okay, I need to go down. Yeah, so I think that it's actually getting thicker. So what are some of the products that I will be using? This will have to be quick about this. So firstly, I will dilute a bit of the apple cider vinegar into my spray bottle. I will spray and massage it into my scalp because I want to have a healthy scalp. I want to make sure that I don't have any infections. And then after that, I'm going to leave it in for like 10 minutes because I want my hair to absorb it on my scalp as well. And then the other thing is I'm going to use peppermint shampoo. This is, I hope you can see that. You can get it from Omoyo. it is there. This I want to do a protective style that I'll keep in for about a month, so that's why I'm actually using this. So I want to make sure that my scalp is thoroughly cleaned. Then the other thing I will be using is I will be using hair mayonnaise, ORS. I'm sure a number of you know this. So this is what I will be using for my protein treatment. So let's get right in. So you're going to spray your hair with water mixed with apple cider vinegar. You want to make sure that all your strands are soaked in the mixture of water and apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar is very good for your scalp and for your hair. So you want to massage it into your hair. And while you do that, if you've got any tangled hair, you make sure that you detangle, and you just really make sure you soak that into the hair. So the apple cider vinegar treats your scalp as well as your hair, and also in case you have any infection, so just massage that in, enjoy your treatment. And then also the benefits of apple cider vinegar for the scalp is that it makes sure that in case you have any infection, it treats that, and it also creates the right pH for hair growth. So you want to just make sure that you really soak it in and maybe leave it for like 10 minutes. After that, you shampoo your hair and make sure that you really clean your scalp. I want to install a protective hairstyle that is going to last for maybe a month, so I really have to make sure that my scalp is clean. And then after you do that, you then okay, so that's the shampoo. And then after that, you now apply the conditioner, the protein treatment. I'm using hair mayonnaise. So you want to, I've already done 3 sections, so I'm just doing the last section just to show you how I do it. So you make sure that you, if your hair is medium to long, you want to make sure you section it off. That just makes sure that all your strands receive the treatment. And that it also helps that to make sure that all the product, your hair gets all the product. So you apply it on your hair and you detangle as you go. If you feel a knot, make sure you detangle it with your hands and not a comb, otherwise you strip off your hair. And yeah, then you just really apply it and you twist your hair afterwards. And then you can sit in a dryer with a plastic cap on for about 30 minutes and then rinse it off, and then apply your leave-in conditioner and your oil, and then you can then do your protective hairstyle. So I'm just wearing my plastic cap and then I'll sit in the dryer for 30 minutes. All right, we'll see you soon. So I just finished doing the protein treatment and my hair feels absolutely amazing, guys. I don't know if you can see how it looks. It looks really nice and soft and healthy. Probably I'm doing something right, and thank you guys for watching. I hope you've learned something from this video. Please share, subscribe so that you get a notification each time I do a video, and give it a thumbs up if you've learned something. Thank you so much, guys. See you in the next video. Bye bye.